This is a review for the Jandao £150 Chacewind crossbow. It's designed as a cheaper alternative to the Excalibur crossbows, which are popular high-end crossbows. And this, by comparison, costs just over £100, where most of the Excalibur crossbows are anywhere between £400 and £600. So that gives you quite a big difference in price. Now, it looks very similar to the Excalibur crossbows. I couldn't find a particular model it looked identical to, but they all look very similar. Same type of stirrup, same type of limbs, same type of sights. So all in all, it's pretty much identical to the general Excalibur style of crossbows. So I'll show you each of the features of it, then we'll test it out. Now, an interesting feature you might notice different from a lot of the other crossbows is that it's got a split limb, so it's got two separate limbs rather than a single prod. This means the bolt can go straight through the middle of the crossbow, and the string isn't pulled up slightly to go over the rail, so that means you get less friction when you fire it, so you don't wear your strings down as quickly, which is a nice feature. You can also see you've got a nice solid big stirrup there, so it will fit boots, unlike some of the other crossbow stirrups I've used where you can't fit big boots into them. Notice that the front sight's a fibre optic one, and it can be fitted on both sides of the crossbow. Another nice thing of this sight is it can be adjusted easily, and it won't get thrown off by recoil, unlike a lot of the crossbows with pistol sights. As it's a fibre optic sight, it can be seen quite easily in sort of dim lighting. It's fluorescent orange around the outside and fluorescent green in the middle, so it's an easy sight to use. Got a nice tough rubber handguard, which makes the crossbow easy to hold. You've got a rear sight, which is an aperture sight or a peep sight, ghost ring sight, whatever you want to call it. And I find these very easy to use. And you also notice that it's got a 20mm rail, which is nice because it means you can fit scopes onto it if you want to. Here's a simple trigger on there, and the safety is just round the other side. Now, for £150, it is quite easy to cut. Just put your foot through the stirrup, bend over, and pull the string straight to cut. Not much effort is needed. As you can see, the general accuracy of the crossbow is very good. Both bolts have been almost exactly in the same horizontal distance from each other, and it's just the vertical distance that was different. And on the second bolt I did aim slightly lower, so they're both going accurately. Both bolts are penetrated as well, about 1,000 pages into the catalogue, so you get decent penetration from this crossbow as well. There are some issues with this crossbow, however. It has a tendency when shooting into a soft target like an archery boss to rip the heads off the bolts. I originally thought this was a problem with this crossbow, but actually it turns out it's a problem with a lot of the Excalibur crossbows as well. And the reason supposedly is that being split limb, it adds a lot more spin to the bolts, and this kind of has a sort of counterclockwise effect where it pulls the heads out from the bolts as a sort of torsion or something. And yeah, supposedly this is a problem with the Excalibur crossbows as well, despite the fact they cost a lot more. So this isn't particularly an issue of this crossbow. So saying that, for the price, it's a very nice accurate crossbow, very nice sights on it, and overall I think it's probably my best crossbow. It's not a bad price as well for somebody who wants a bit more of a serious accurate crossbow, the sort of cheaper Armex range, but at the same time it's not too expensive at all, so it's definitely worth checking them out, and overall a very nice piece of kit.